What is
All
up,
right.
chat? Oh my god.
Hello, we finally made it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sticks DCT3 Grand Finals. Zito, Seed 1 versus Mumei, Seed 6.
Yeah, right now I believe we're just going through some warm-ups here. Probably in the background, but let's just talk about the journey both of these players went through to get here. Zito, relatively new to at least a lot of the six-digit Canadians who are in 6WC and hang out there. Ike is probably a name that many find familiar, having come from NWC. I know we've got several NWC players who played in this tournament, so it should be a familiar face to many. But yeah, both of these players coming in, Zito making a dominant run through the winner's bracket so far here in this tournament. I believe he, his two last matches very closely fought against Nil and Arrow Wielder, but managed to make it all the way here. And then Ike, unfortunately, dropping down to the losers bracket against Arrow Wielder, but fighting his way back in a rematch that nearly went to tiebreaker.
Yeah,
but he was able to close out in regulation. Ike is coming from the losers bracket, so if he does want to win this, he will need a bracket reset. Zito looking to close it out in a single set, but could prove challenging. I believe these players are going to have certain picks that will definitely favor them. I think Zito should have the advantage on a lot of the DT maps. Ike's going to have the advantage on hidden, if I had to guess, as he seemed to have the advantage on hidden for most of this tournament, frankly.
Okay, that's very good. I also want to mention Ike's 5,000 point win last week on tiebreaker in finals losers. Just closing that match out against Nil, and leading into a very impressive 5-7 win against Arrow Wielder. Like, he's really he's scaling very well with this SR, and I'm just very excited to see where this goes. I'm expecting a good show, but with how Zito performs, I don't know. Anything can happen here.
I think everyone's hoping for a very close spot in finals. It's never fun if it's a blowout, but I think both of these players should put up quite a good fight. We saw them matched up all the way back at the beginning of this tournament in a scrim, of all things. I believe Zito did take that one.
He did, yes.
6-3 it looks like, with Ike winning out No Mod 2, No Mod 4, and Hidden 3 in that pool, and Zito taking basically everything else. We'll look to see if the Grand Finals match runs a similar course. But we shall see. We shall see. You mentioned Ike playing Finals tiebreaker into Nil. Zito also, I believe, played that into Arrow Wielder in winner's side. However, Ike did score higher than him on the Finals tiebreaker there. So a little bit interesting to note. Not a huge margin of difference between them, but definitely notable. But this is an entirely different pool. And it looks like
Players playing the warm-up with easy.
That's kind of interesting. Also in Score V1, it appears. What is Score V2? What if we play Grand Finals in Score V1? Thoughts?
Yeah, this was combo game. You know what? Who these anyways,
Vito's actually playing this quite well. I did not know he play easy like that. I was not familiar with his game. But yeah, I think for Ike, he's gonna look to ban very similar maps that he did into Arrow Wielder. As for Zito, I would probably imagine he takes away Hidden 2, as so many people have decided to do into Ike,
Yeah, honestly, I feel like that's the wisest decision, going into a player like Ike, who has, time and time again shown his consistency on that type of map.
Yeah, anytime you're playing into a player that has that some sort of like comfortability on the low AR hidden, it's just so hard to take a map off them on that.
Oh yeah.
But we are nearing the end of our warm-ups here. After this, we will get into the picks and bans and get our grand finals match rolling.
Oh man, I am excited. I am so excited to see this show these players are about to put on.
Yeah, there was a lot of work put into this tournament from everyone involved, and it's the fact that it's finally coming to a close is kind of insane, honestly. Mm-hmm. And speaking of coming to a close, that is our warm-up. Both players deciding to combine their warm-up into one long map. It's like a little bit interesting, but on to picks and rolls here, and we'll see how this
we'll segue into picks and bans.
If my admin or host knew how to set up predictions, I would tell him to set up a prediction, but he doesn't know how to set up a prediction.
Unlucky. Rolls 69 points. Okay, rolling 60 points. Unlucky. All right.
Yeah, Zito gonna be winning the roll here. Is gonna have the opportunity to decide pick or ban order.
I don't know. What are some maps you're hoping to see?
I'm always hoping to see Hard Rock 3.
I was just gonna say that. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, oh my god, I want to see these players push to their very limits by that map.
Oh right, we don't have affiliate. I always forget that we don't have affiliate because like I feel like we should. You know, I get it in my head that we should have it, but whatever. Who cares? For Zito opting for first ban, it is going to give him the opportunity to last ban, which can be an advantage if your opponent happens to ban away something that you were planning on. But honestly, I typically prefer taking second pick because I hate first picking. Because usually I feel like you go into matches like this with a lot of nerves, and sometimes that first pick can be a little bit rough.
Oh, there you go, see? Hit him too.
I don't know if anyone was surprised about that.
Yeah.
But Hard Rock 4 DT1 ban coming in for Aikino.
What is Hard Rock 4?
Hard Rock 4 is let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it was tech.
Okay.
Because need to double check. But yeah, no, it is the tech consistency. I was right. Yeah, but anyway, Hard Rock in general, I feel like is something that Ike tends to do. He's been banning Hard Rock for most of the tournament, except for the people who just don't play Hard Rock. I think that's the only exception. But also been banning away DT. And I think into a player like Zito, that's definitely smart. Definitely has a lot of consistency on high AR and the like. Mechanics.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. One thing I want to mention before the match starts, I just like really admire the just the quality of the pools this year. It's definitely a step up from last year.
Hey man, I was fooling last year.
I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize.
No, Mirage Fire stepping in to help pool this year was definitely a huge reason for the uptick in quality. Full credit should go to him. Zito gonna ban away No Mod 4.
The tech out of the way.
Couple interesting bans here, somewhat conflicting. Aikino deciding to ban away Hard Rock Tech, and Zito
and you know what?
opting to take away No Mod Tech.
That does kind of make sense because No Mod 4 is the one pick that dragged Zito to the tiebreaker last week.
Maybe he's got some trauma. Maybe he's got some anxiety.
Just want to get that out of the way. Might as well.
But first pick is going to be going to Zito here. Will be somewhat interesting. I would imagine he's going to pick into the DT pool here.
Yeah.
Just as a guess, but could also go for something else. No Mod 1, No Mod 5 maybe. I know Ike can play it. I think Zito does have a little bit of an edge on mechanics in general. But we shall see. We shall see.
Gotta kind of wait for the pick here. You know, a map I'm excited to pick, not to pick, to see played is Hidden One. I played that map a ton when I was practicing to just get good enough to play 6WC.
And would you look at that? DT3. I was absolutely correct. DT3, honestly, not the map I expected to be first picked. I was almost expecting DT2. But DT3 still should be a relatively good pick. Aikino does have a score on this from his last match against Arrow Wielder, dropping just below 300k. He did lose the point, so maybe Zito is going in with some information.
You know what? A pick like this definitely makes sense, though.
Yeah. But that being said, I really don't think you can ever count Aiki out. Even despite him losing the pick and a relatively low score, it wasn't that far off.
All right, here we go. Entering the first pick of the match.
Absolutely. First pick is pretty important. It kind of sets the tone for the match. Yep. You don't really want to be giving up any early breakpoints. You don't want to show any signs of weakness here early on. And so far,
early on,
it's looking very good.
Speaking of early on, a map like this just sends you straight into finger control patterns.
Yeah, no warm-up. Straight into the hardest it'll really get, I believe. Oh,
we're in score everyone. Okay, all right.
Hey guys.
Oh.
Hey ref.
Ooh.
Hey ref.
Hey,
oh man. What is my ref doing, guys?
All right, you know, a little blooper.
Oh man. Why is my ref playing blame game with the players? Oh man. Anyways, well, hopefully we get back into the DT3 here soon. But I will mention, early on into that map, I think it's going to be the story for a map like this. Act game versus combo game.
Yeah.
Finally,
I mean, you saw early on the act difference, 96 to 92.
Yeah, absolutely. But here we go. Second time around, DT3. This time in the correct score mode. But yeah, early on, Zito is going to be off to a little bit of an accuracy lead. Aikino is known as a bit of a combo gamer, though, so...
Oh, yeah. Aikino off to worse accuracy than he was before.
Yeah, slight advantage here for Zito, but... I think everything's just going to come down to whether or not he can FC. Aiki, though, does find the first miss here, and so far this pick looking very good for Zito.
Oh, Aikino just having some struggles in the first quarter of this map, while Zito just remaining calm and collected as we enter the first key eye. Can he hold through it?
Yeah, the finger control ramping up a little bit, a lot of triples, doubles, and quints to be hit, as well as an occasional quad. But Zito looking very comfortable, 96.5% act.
Oh yeah.
Very much
Zito moving through this first key eye, cool as a cucumber, just as he practiced.
Absolutely. And Aiki, after that first early miss, has found a little bit of a recovery combo, but still won't matter in the face of Zito's 600, and he does find a second miss here coming
just an unlucky under aim coming in from Aikino.
Absolutely.
You know, Zito still holding strong into the second half, you know. I do think this was a really solid pick. He's already surpassed Aiki's score from his last match.
Yeah, absolutely. Zito coming into this match with a little bit of information definitely is going to benefit him in knowing what to pick and what not to do. I see a little bit of shake coming through, though, for Zito. Shouldn't matter at this point in the map.
Unlucky.
Yeah, that was the shake that I spoke of, but I don't think it'll matter too much, as it's a almost 400,000 point lead for Zito here in this DT3.
In this last quarter, you kind of just gotta watch your homeboy get beat up a little bit on this first pick.
Unfortunately for Aiki, very similar scoreline going to be put up to his first time through the map. Not able to contest Zito here on this DT3, and I'm gonna say, like, I think that is exactly what should have happened. I think, yeah, Zito coming in with the advantage on DT. I think Aiki, though, should respond with a relatively comfortable pick. I would imagine he dips into the hidden pool. But,
yeah. I wouldn't put it that far out of reach for him to.
Absolutely. So Zito completing this map, putting a first point on the board for him. First pick in dominant fashion, 365k.
And 95 AC on a very like stamina heavy DT3 like this, very impressive. I'd like to add.
Oh man, creep crafting's a little silly. But Aikino one miss, and this is what I meant. Like, Aikino, despite losing that map by a pretty large margin, he can find opportunities to combo game. A few unfortunate slider breaks there, but still, like, Aiki is very capable of taking picks that really shouldn't be his, just based on combo game. A few slider breaks stopped him there from contesting, but it's always a possibility that you have to keep in the back of your mind.
I honestly think it's just the finger control that was just messing him up there.
I mean, absolutely. But going into Aiki's first pick, it looks like he's gonna take a dip into that hidden pool.
Hidden 4? Okay.
4.
What is hidden 4 this one?
Mech Tech, Speed Tech. Wait, I lied.
Oh, okay.
It's Precision.
That was precision. Okay, into the Precision pick.
Hidden Precision. I don't think this has been featured at all in the tournament so far. But I believe Aiki should be able to play this quite well. I don't think it was played yesterday. Double check. No, it was. Aiki, though, 365k, and with quite a bit of potential to improve it.
Okay, yeah. Aiki, jumping into this pick, definitely looking to improve. We'll just have to see how this plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. Aiki looking to strike back after a very strong first pick from Zito. Looking to not let things get too out of hand here early on. Going to his first pick. I said Aiki should have the advantage on hidden, but he will find the first miss.
Unlucky first miss.
Yeah, early on in the map here, though, it didn't matter a whole lot. But both players looking relatively comfortable.
He's got about 2 minutes to make up for these 2 misses that he's got, but Zito is still just looking very comfortable on this so far.
Zito definitely putting in his practice, definitely putting in the hours to learn maps. And I think especially the ones that Aiki is a threat on. I think that's a huge thing to note, is that the maps that Aiki is going to be picking into, I feel like Zito's put a lot of practice in, but he will find the miss there.
And I mean, with a player that's been so consistently dominant in this tournament, Seed 1, defeating every opponent, not leaving the winners bracket, you just gotta, he's practicing. He's putting in the time and the hours to get good at that picks that even, you'd normally think he had a disadvantage of. But with that score lead just being barely 20k and both players trading breaks, things are stagnating right now in favor of Zito.
Yeah, but only 20k. It's very comebackable here for Aiki as that score lead does start to diminish. Accuracy doing Aiki a few favors there, but a chain miss right before the break.
Ooh, little break.
The score exactly where it was.
Oh yeah.
Now players can see score. Zito with a slight combo advantage. My bad.
It happens. It happens. Oh, I was literally just thinking about mentioning Aiki. All right.
Yeah, but only 18k here with a quarter of the map remaining. This last section is going to determine it. Not as nearly dominant from Aiki's first pick here. Zito trying to hold on to whatever little of a lead he has. Aiki trying desperately not to give up an early break point. Zito with that miss.
There's a huge break from Zito in this last quarter of the map, sending that score lead flying toward Aiki.
Absolutely. Aiki here looking to claw back what was looking quite bad.
Yeah, that was looking dire, absolutely.
That miss doesn't matter at all. Aiki, I believe, has done enough. All
right, there we go.
Horrific collapse, but...
All right.
30k.
30k, way too close for comfort, in my opinion.
Not as nearly of a dominant first pick coming out from Aiki as Zito. Does spell a little bit of concern. I think Ike definitely going to wish he had a little bit of a better score there. But a point on the board is a point on the board. And I would just be moving on to think about the next pick, honestly. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Are you alive?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I'm sorry.
But, evening things up at 1-1 here. Zito looking for a second pick. The double picks are allowed, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him pick into DT once again.
Yeah. Hard Rock 1.
That is the other mob slot that I think he does have the advantage on. Ike has not been a huge fan of Hard Rock or DT in the later stages of this tournament.
I mean, yeah, is Hard Rock 1 still just like kind of regular consistency, or?
Hard Rock 1 is going to be it's like finger control almost.
Okay.
Like it's such an interesting map, but yeah, I think this is gonna be an interesting map. It's not a super standard Hard Rock 1, but Zito must
right
be
into
it
it
for a reason. Hard Rock 1 played in the match against Arrow Wielder by Ike as well. Once again, Ike score point, 200k on the board for him.
Okay, so it seems like, you know, Zito's just using all the information at his disposal, which is a very smart thing to do.
Yeah, one of the advantages of coming in from winner's side, as early on into this map, both players a little bit of a rough start. Accuracy not quite there for either of them.
Yeah. I mean, Zito is holding that edge, though.
As has been the case, I think, in a lot of these maps, Ike is going to be relying primarily on the combo, whereas Zito trying to manage to hold both.
Oh, there goes the break for Ike.
Yeah, first break coming in, again, has kind of been the story of this match so far, but plenty of map remaining, and Zito will find the trade there before the score lead can get too far out of hand for Ike.
Oh yeah, keeping things kind of stagnating, you know, going a little bit in favor towards Ike, but this break is just evil as we enter the second quarter of this map.
Yeah, Ike able to see the scores, knows that he does have the advantage right now, but still a slight score lead for Zito right now, and Ike will be finding a miss on these sliders.
Oh man, super unlucky.
Yesterday, but Zito is going to be the one to hit them today. Still a little bit shaky here, though.
Putting a break right before the first KI is evil, dude.
Yeah, these KIs definitely not easy, as Ike does find a second miss coming out of the back half of that one. And now
entering the second half of the map, you know, things are still pretty close. Only 30,000 separates these two players. Accuracy is pretty much identical. I see anything happening in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Zito needs to calm down a little bit. He seems a little bit shaky, a little bit nervous here. And with the score lead being as close it is, he needs to hold on to this combo advantage he's managed to find for just a little bit longer here.
I mean, he's doing just that as we get closer and closer to the final quarter of this map. That score gap from 30k is now ballooned into 60,000, approaching 100,000.
Yeah, Zito managing to hold on through that section of the map, and now only into the last quarter. Ike is running out of time for a comeback opportunity here. Zito.
There it is. I think that break from Ike may have just sealed the coffin.
I believe you're right. Zito finding a few misses, but traded out by Ike once more. I think that will be doing it here for the Hard Rock 1. Zito gonna be walking away with this one.
A very smart pick coming in from Zito, using all the information that he can grab, bringing things 2-1 in favor of Zito.
This last section is pretty brutal.
Oh, absolutely.
Players finding quite a few misses. But Zito, having built up a large combo advantage in the middle of the map there, is going to be what gives him the point in the end. And the second point on the board for our first seed.
Oh yeah. Pretty good Pretty good 80,000 score lead on that. Straight into No Mod 2. Now, this map, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely unrelenting. If I was Ike, honestly, I would take a couple seconds to let my hand rest before just jumping straight into a No Mod 2.
Yeah, I played this map earlier today. It's definitely not easy.
Oh yeah, it's very unforgiving.
Played in the show match today for those who are watching that. Highest score in that was K-Dory at 940k. And I believe this was banned away against Ike last time around by Arrow Wielder. So we'll see what Ike has been cooking up. We didn't get an opportunity to see it last time, but no one left open this time.
He has been pretty consistent on tapping lately. And you know, it like just I think he's definitely learned a lot, especially like after playing that tapping tournament with us.
Yeah, absolutely. The start of this map has a decent amount of finger control, a lot of doubles, a lot of triples. But entering the middle of the map is when the stamina really starts to hit, and going into the back half, the stamina drain gets pretty rough.
Super unlucky over him coming in from Ike though.
Ike with the first miss has been the case for him here quite a bit. Zito still looking very strong. A few act drops here as the stamina section starts to come through. I'd be a little bit nervous here still if I was Zito.
Oh, I'd absolutely be nervous on a map like this.
There's a very large amount of combo in this map. Almost 1,800 combo, I believe.
We have a long way to go.
Only a quarter of the way through this map. And the score lead is only 14k. And the recovery has been coming through here now.
You know, right as we get to this section of the map, you know, both players, their hands are starting to get a little tired, probably. I'd imagine, at least. Like, this map is very draining.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing about playing stamina streams is when it transitions back into those finger control sections, it can sometimes catch you off guard. And there we go. Catch Ike.
Not what you want to see in a grand finals match, especially for your own pick.
And with Zito still holding on to this FC, things are getting quite out of hand here as this score lead starts to shoot across over onto Zito's side. Already 100,000 as we cross the halfway point of this map, and Zito is going to need to find a break very soon.
Absolutely. You know, if you're Ike right now, you are praying for a miracle.
Yeah, the finger control section here once again. Zito not looking too worried about it, hitting these all quite comfortably.
Ooh.
The act drops.
Minor act drops.
Very, very scary here, but I think Zito, having held almost 3/4 of the way through the map now, I think this is going to be the first break point here.
It. Yep. First break point of the match.
Catastrophic collapse. Chain miss of doom.
Ooh. It's starting to affect him now. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the break, but I mean, with 250,000 score to make up for in this last quarter, I'm just not sure that Ike can do it.
No, unfortunately for Ike, this will be a breakpoint going over. Despite a very strong second half showing from him, it's just too little and too late. Those few misses early, the miss aim on the first couple streams, and then just a very weird miss going into the finger control section is going to be what spells out his doom here. It's going to be the first break point of the match, going towards Zito. And yeah, Ike able to close it out with 1,000 combo, but not enough, unfortunately, here.
You know, Zito. It's giving them a break point this early, man. This spells danger.
Yeah, but we've seen breakpoints go through early for other players as well. Only for it to be brought right back. Momentum is a huge factor here, especially in a match as high stakes as this. Both players are going to be feeling the nerves, feeling the pressure. But
oh yeah,
0.1 combo game. Yeah, Ike though with a slight accuracy advantage, but Zito with that 1,400 note combo is just going to be too much to overcome. But now if you're Zito, with an advantage on points right now and a break point in your back pocket. Where do you go from here?
Honestly, I'm going with comfort. If I'm Zito, I'm picking it to the DT2.
Yeah, you could pick for comfort. You could also pick something that's a little bit more risky, looking to kind of just capitalize off a little bit of momentum here.
There it is.
It will be the DT2. I think that is a very safe pick for Zito.
Oh yeah, Zito looking to create as much space as possible, looking to get things over with.
Absolutely. I talked with Aikino a little bit before this. He believes that Zito is the easier matchup between him and Arrow Wielder.
Okay.
Maybe coming back to bite him just a little bit here, but we'll see who runs out of maps first. I think Aikino does have depth in his skill set.
Oh yeah.
Zito also with quite a bit of depth.
Good luck, Half-Uns in the chat, getting straight into this map.
Yeah, these players don't like to wait around.
Absolutely not. It's grand finals. We got no time to waste, no time to gamble. Ooh.
Straight into this DT2. This is 270 bursts. The fastest DT2 I think we've had all tournament.
How do you even fit 270 into this SR?
They're all very short bursts. That's how.
Yeah.
He will be finding the first miss, as has been the unfortunate story for him in this match here. Zito looking.
Oh, Zito did find an early miss, but it's not going to matter that much. Yeah. All right, score lead already ballooning up to 100,000. As we're already in the second half of this map, Aikino just struggling to find any sort of solid ground on this map. I mean, and the story's entirely different on the left side of the screen. If you look over at Zito right now, holding 93 accuracy on these 270 BPM bursts. Very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Aiki is probably out of this map already.
Yeah, Darga Sadface, who have already accepted defeat on this map.
Yeah, already an almost 8% accuracy lead. Zito will find the miss, so no FC. I guess he missed already, but I didn't see it, so he was FCing in my mind. But has done more than enough. 430k is going to be the difference. And once again,
this map,
very strong pick.
A 700,000 score. He would have just spun a little faster. We've seen it.
Yeah, and now if you're Aiki, you just lost 3 points in a row. And
it's time for a timeout.
Quite a large margin here on the DT2. I think a timeout would be a good thing. Reset the mental, take a deep breath, plan out your next few picks here. Just a good opportunity to kind of like reset.
Absolutely. If I'm like, I'm taking this timeout.
Zito capitalizing off the momentum there, though, with the 2 picks in a row and leading into that third on the DT map. Exactly what you want to do when you're in that sort of situation is just continue to pick the maps that you're good at, continue to build that momentum. Let's see what Aiki's next pick is here. I feel like Hidden 3 is an option. Hidden 1 is a little bit scary into a mechanics player.
Hard Rock 3.
Someone ping Ethan.
You know what?
Trick.
Yeah, Ethan Trick, get in here. Is he not going to take a timeout right now?
Doesn't look like it. I don't know if Aikido believes in timeouts. This guy's just been playing maps.
I gotta respect it. Just drilling through the match. Nothing but determination and grit keep you right into the map. Wow. All right, somebody get Ethan Tricks out here. We gotta win his cinema. Stepping right into this Hard Rock 3, a very challenging map if you have seen the map, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it was played in the last match. Picked by Aikino. Aikino only dropped 160k, so this is a little bit of a scary pick.
It's absolutely a scary pick.
Zito's potential score here is definitely a detriment. And Zito's looking quite comfortable here early on as Aiki did find that early miss.
In his first quarter, you got Zito holding nearly 94% accuracy, still holding that combo. hitting all of these difficult patterns.
Yeah, Zito looking very comfortable, and already I'm starting to think if this was a little bit of a mispick coming in from Aiki. But if this is the case, then I'd be really concerned about the remaining picks. You have to make this comeback happen, and when you're getting beat on your own picks like this, it's a little bit scary.
Breaking into the second quarter, you know, like, you gotta stop performing like this. You do not want to see this. You know, I don't want to see this match go 5-1.
Yeah, Aiki unfortunately finding a few misses here. Zito still holding combo, and as I say that, of course, he does find a miss.
Unlucky.
A huge initial combo is going to give him quite a good buffer here. Already passing Aiki's score from last time, but looks like Aiki's on pace to pass his own score as well. We'll see if he can make this comeback happen. Zito's going to need to find a few more breaks, I think, if he wants it to happen, though.
Absolutely. I mean, the score gap is still, it's only 50k now. We have a whole other half of the map to go, but with Aiki breaking like that, I just don't know if it's going to happen.
Those patterns are
building up
rough.
his recovery. Oh, yeah, they are. Absolutely. Building up that recovery combo. Both players kind of struggling on Ak, and I mean, who wouldn't on such a challenging map?
Yeah, absolutely. Zito, though, yeah, building up that recovery is going to continue to try to extend this lead here, looking to deny Aiki any chance of getting back into this map. And as we enter the last quarter, 80,000 score lead, Zito still with the combo advantage. I don't know if there's much Aiki can do here.
There's really not much.
Collapse from Zito, and there's the miss, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Is there enough time? I mean, he just has to hold through the rest of the map, and as I say that, of course,
yeah, unfortunate slider break coming through there.
I don't even know if there was enough map left.
No, this ending section is not very dense.
Yeah, it would not have mattered if he held or not.
Yeah, unfortunately for Aiki, that will be a second breakpoint going over to Zito here. Hard Rock 3 not turning out the way he expected, despite beating his score from his previous match. Zito's gonna put up 300k of his own to steal away another breakpoint.
And you know, like, I kind of want to pick Aiki's brain. Like, I wonder, like, why would he pick that? He has to have, like, at least some pretty good scores in practice.
This map is hard. Like, don't get me wrong, this map is hard. But Aiki now down 5-1 off the backs of 2 breakpoints coming through for Zito. And now things are really, really rough.
Things are looking dire right now.
Zito still has plenty of picks on the board. I'm pretty sure he still has maps like I think DT4 is available, although I don't know if I'd be picking that. It's old map DT, which is
it's more gimmicky. Yeah, it's a lot more gambling.
Low AR DT is probably not what should be picked, if I had to guess. No Mod 3 after winning that alt map is an option. Hidden 3, I think, should be stayed away from. But we shall see. Zito up to pick here. I think it'll be a no Mod 3. I think having won that Hard Rock alt map, transitioning into the no mod alt map would be okay.
Yeah, no, having that advantage on the ults. I'm on 5 into the speed. Wait, doesn't Aiki have a good score on that?
Aiki dropped 430k on it in match last time.
Okay, that's pretty good.
We'll see what Zito's got cooking. I really don't think he would have picked this unless he was confident.
I know. I feel like he's definitely confident that he can best Aiki in this number 5.
Yeah, I think Aiki is going to need to drop a big score here if he wants any chance at coming back into this map. He needs to stop this momentum, needs to deny match point here. Otherwise, he'll be facing 5 match points in a row just to see tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's not what you want at all.
And not only that, then he would have to go
surprised
play,
he hasn't taken the timeout.
Aiki doesn't believe in timeouts.
That's this is ludicrous. This is
Bro just wants to get it over with.
Oh,
Rip off
yeah.
the Band-Aid. But into No Mod 5, Zito looking to put himself on match point with a good opportunity to do so after taking the last 4 maps in a row. And
Zito still holding that SS into the beginning section of this map.
Yeah, I think this is going to be, as Ike said, an FC or die situation for Ike.
Yeah.
He needs to hope that Zito's going to miss. And I think he's going to need to pull out a massive combo.
It's grand finals and you're down 4 points. If your opponent wins this, he's on match point. You have to bring your A game here, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Zito, though, looking very strong here throughout this first quarter of the map. 98.6. Ike not too far off himself, but right now the lead will be on Zito's side just based on the accuracy. Oh man!
Oh my goodness, man! Bro. This map is very unforgiving. Don't tell me we're about to. Oh, we're not about to enter a break, right?
No.
Okay. Whew, thank God. All right, here we go. To the key height. Fights from both players. Scores swinging ever so slightly into the favor of Aikino.
Yeah, Zito with a lot of backdrops here into the second half of this map. But still, combo is kind of all that matters right now. It's still very close. And with a third of this map remaining and 2 recovery combos coming through for both players.
Accuracy is now stabilizing. Things are still neck and neck right now.
Yeah, still level ground. Still even playing field. Anyone's map at this point. But I think all the pressure is currently sitting on Aikino's shoulders.
Absolutely, all eyes on the right side of the screen right now. In this last quarter of the map, who can pull through?
Oh man.
Oh my God.
A slight lead, but unfortunately Ike's gonna find a miss. Zito needs to miss like right now.
Lucky break. It's not looking like it's happening.
I think this might go over to Zito, and unfortunately for Aikino, that miss is going to cost him in the end.
Wow.
Zito holding through the last quarter of the map.
That is just so unlucky.
Oh man, the combo game.
Oh my God. Zito just holding the most dominant reign throughout this match. I mean, throughout this entire tournament. Like his most fearsome opponent being Arrow Wielder, which is now gone.
Yeah, unfortunately for Ike.
You have to take a timeout. Like you just need to like reset.
Things are looking quite dire at this point in time. Zito
Things are looking
putting
horrible.
himself on match point. If you're Aikino, you're currently facing 6 map wins in a row just to take it to a bracket reset. I think a timeout.
It's water bottle time.
Would be in order. So I doubt we're gonna see one, frankly. I highly doubt IQ will take a timeout here, which is
this guy is
the case. In the
No Mod 3. Okay. Yeah. I mean that Hard Rock 3 was a huge mispick. Maybe the No Mod 3 will be a a different story. But you have to wonder, ladies and gentlemen, is this the last map of this tournament that we're about to witness?
Yeah, Aikino picking the No Mod 3. Solid score on it last time, but still a very scary pick coming here to Zito, who has just looked so strong on pretty much everything that's been played here so far. Even
this entire match, I mean, you've seen just nothing but nerves of steel.
Even Ike's 1 point was still pretty closely contested by Zito all the way through, only really getting a advantage into the ending.
Oh yeah.
But Aikino picking what could be his last map in this tournament here. No Mod 3 is going to be where all of their hopes and dreams lie. And here we go.
Right, entering the No Mod 3. Things just kind of stagnating. We're just ramping up here, just getting right into it.
absolutely. Zito, slight accuracy advantage, but so early on in this map, nothing really matters at this point. The key eyes are going to be where things really start to ramp up in terms of difficulty. A lot of awkward patterns there, but Aikino going to be the one to find the first miss, and you got to wonder if that hurts the mental a little bit.
I mean, it absolutely has to. You're down 5 points. It is match point, and you just let an unlucky slider break out, you know?
Yeah, I think Aiki needs to lock in and just settle and just leave it all out on the pitch. You know what I mean?
And there we go. That's exactly what Aikino's been needing. Zito finding that miss in this first key eye through these difficult overlapping patterns. Aikino trading it out, keeping the score lead the exact same 30,000 that it was before.
30,000, not a whole lot. Aiki with a little bit of a chain miss is going to give the advantage back to Zito though here. Traded out not too long after, but score lead did increase from 30 to 50k. Zito in a good position so far.
Entering the second half of this map, the score lead being 50,000 in favor of Zito. I mean, things are just looking dire. Zito holding a 3% accuracy lead over Aikino's head.
Yeah, 3%, nothing to scoff at. But with half this map remaining, still a lot of opportunities here for Aiki to make a comeback happen, but it is going to be reliant on Zito finding another miss here. But not looking good right now for our friend on the right.
Absolutely not looking good at all.
Oh,
wait, there's the break that he's been needing. And, you know, lucky that we're not heading into a break section here. Aikino doesn't quite know what happened yet, so that nerves of, like, I need to hold, it's still there, but it's not as intense as it would be if we had entered a break section.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow section, some free combo here.
Final quarter of the map. You know, can Aikino do it? Can he drag things back and keep it there?
Even if this map goes in his favor, still a lot of work left to be done, but that miss is going to be not what you want to see. With
slowly rising. Zito trading it out.
Only a sliver of
I don't
this
even want to say anything.
Aikino with a very slight combo advantage. Zito, I think, might need to find a second miss, which he does, but unfortunately, it's traded out.
That seals the deal.
With a chain miss. And
oh my god.
No Mod 3 is going to end things off here for 60 CT3.
The final map of the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Seed 1, dominant reign throughout the entire tournament. One of the most impressive players in the 6-digit scene for Canada right now, Zito.
Yeah, Zito able to close things out in dominant fashion, 7-1 in the grand finals into Aikino. Unfortunately, Aiki not able to replicate his score from his last match. I had 400k last time around he played this, falling well short of that this time around. And I think nerves, mental, and just kind of the way the last few maps have been going has definitely took their toll. And
you know, I could have seen this match going many different ways, but 7-1 is not a way that I'd expected to go in a grand finals match.
Oh, absolutely not. And I don't think that's what the players expected either. I think both of these players were coming into this match ready to fight it out all the way to the end. Unfortunately, Aikino just not able to convert practice into performance.
Oh yeah. It's just very unlucky. And I mean, when you're standing under these crushing nerves of grand finals, you know it's do or die. A lot of people just fall under the pressure, and unfortunately, Aikino was just one of them tonight.
Absolutely. Zito will be your 60 CT3 champion. He will be getting the grand prize of a laptop and several months of supporter, and a banner as well to boot. Aiki, though, should be very, very proud of himself, managing to make an impressive comeback through the losers bracket, beating out the one who knocked him down there in the first place, Arrow Wielder, managing to win the rematch, managing to win tiebreaker against Nil as well, managing to claw his way all the way back up to Winners Grands. Definitely not a performance to be discounted.
Aikino's story in this tournament has been just a very inspiring story of, like, you know, grit and determination. Getting knocked down to loser's record, but not letting it, you know, kind of deter him. Facing multiple higher seeded players and just coming in to defeat them. Just all around a very disciplined, very determined player. He put the hours in for practice, did everything he could, and I think second place is well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure Aikino was the underdog for a large majority of the matches he played going up into Losers Grands. I'm pretty sure the last 4 matches he played where he was the underdog.
I mean, many could call him the dark horse of this tournament, you know? And of course they're playing with these. All right.
Oh my god.
All right. Like, come on, guys. Guys, I want to see it all live, guys. You know, 6WC Canada is in great hands. I did want to mention that all of these players have so much potential. And I'm really, like, excited for that next chapter where instead of enemies, these players are working to, like, alongside each other as teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. They all they have to do is just stay 6-digit, you know?
Yeah.
Just stay 6-digit, guys. Don't wake up. But Zito, just what an incredible performance he's had throughout this entire tournament. I don't think it can be said enough. This guy coming in relatively unknown, I think, to a lot of people. At least to me.
To me as well. I was like, what is this guy? Like, you know?
And then just putting up dominant score after dominant score. This guy, #1 seed in quals, and then continuing to just kind of demolish anyone and everyone that decided to face him throughout this entire tournament. Few close matches against Nil and Arrow Wielder, but outside of that, has looked absolutely unstoppable.
You know, if these players do plan on staying in the rank range, I definitely want to round them all up and get them practicing, training, you know, improving and going to even greater lengths than they already are at. You know, these players are going to be amazing supports for you know who.
6DCT3 does function somewhat as a introductory tournament for a lot of players into the 6-digit Canadian scene. 6WC is going to be the next step along that journey for a lot of these players. I think at some point scrims should start up, so you'll want to hang around for that. If you guys are interested in hearing more, DM Tech Drive, host of the tournament, he has all the information you could ever possibly want. But enough about that for now. I think we just appreciate and watch these two players play tiebreaker in the unsight readable sliders.
Yeah, in the
that have become slightly more sight readable. They're still awful. I genuinely don't know where things are going.
I broke on them last night. I was like, dude, what? You know, I was so disappointed.
I don't know how this easy mod works, bro. Like, I can't read this. What is this slop on my screen?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Aiki actually has been relatively confident on the easy throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
There were multiple tiebreakers where he sent me scores, and I was honestly considering whether or not he would play easy in match if it ever went to tiebreaker. Which would kind of be absurd, but this map is not one of those. This map is hard. Still, honestly, like, not a terrible performance for how difficult this map is already.
I mean, look at I wouldn't be able to understand what's happening in this range. So the fact that he's like, he has a general idea.
Somebody put the 20x multiplier on. Somebody put the 20 multiplier on, and then these scores look real. But last quarter of the map here now. Last few minutes of these players' time here in 6DCT3. And there's so much to be said. There's so much to be said. So little time. But
yeah. You know, I have a lot of words, but I'll just let them rest for now because we'll be here for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, once again, huge shout out to all the players and all the hard work that the staff went through behind the scenes as well. Players for showing up, playing matches, and leaving feedback on pools, and just being around to make this tournament happen. Wouldn't be here without you guys. Same thing to all the staff behind the scenes. Jorian for leading the stream. If you want to unmute and say something about yourself as well, feel free to do so. I don't know if your mic's plugged in,
man.
But like genuinely speaking, like this, nothing would happen without everyone's hard work. Jorian has been the lead streamer for a lot of your matches. I'm sure everyone is familiar with him at this point. Refs, Creep Crafting has been around. K-Dory, for those who know him, as Bobby as well. Cubative, Jack J, 5WC player, shout out, 5WC B team or whatever. Shout out. Or
whatever.
Something like that. Hosts, Tech Drive Tulip, for, you know, existing and like hosting, you know, all that stuff, all that good stuff. There's so many players to thank. I'm sure we, as a staff team, will put out a announcement crediting everyone and you know, just kind of saying thank you to everyone that put in a lot of effort for this tournament. Because yeah, as has been said many times before, it would not happen without every single one of you. So
I mean, like, what a journey this tournament has been. Like
the absolute best.
I have no words right now.
Yeah, the absolute best 6-digit tournament in the world.
In the world, they're not doing like this. They're not doing it like us.
Yeah, I genuinely think that the Canadian 6-digit community has one of the closest and like strongest communities out of anywhere in the world, and the depth of talent as well in this country is just impeccable. Oh, impeccable! Yeah. It is absurd, but
there's so many impressive players that I don't know.
Players,
I really want to see where they go.
Players and people, mappers, streamers, refs, like everyone, bro. Staff,
everyone came together and that's helping. Like,
absolutely. But that will be it for this edition of 6DCT3. This was your grand finals match. Zito is going to be crowned 6DCT3 champion, taking home the grand prize. And we will see you next year for 6DCT4.